Lions News Fan Report. The Detroit Lions are on the verge of making one of the most impactful moves in NFL free agency, and we can now say with certainty that Azeez Ojulari will be the team's newest addition. The franchise, which has shown interest in the player for some time, has made the strategic decision to bolster its defense with one of the most promising pass rushers on the market. This move is everything it takes to change the course of the Lions' defensive unit and solidify the team as a legitimate playoff contender next season. The NFL market is buzzing, and while some teams are still evaluating their options to strengthen their rosters, the Detroit Lions have moved ahead and secured an essential piece for their defensive front. The signing of Ojulari is not just a response to the team's needs, but rather a step forward in an ambitious plan to make the Lions one of the most feared defenses in the league. The pass rusher, who previously played for the New York Giants, arrives with the mission of forming one of the most aggressive duos alongside Aiden Hutchinson, increasing pressure on opposing quarterbacks and enhancing the team's ability to generate turnovers. Confirmation of this deal comes from internal sources linked to the team, who indicate that the Lions had already begun talks with Ojulari before free agency even started. The player, who was a second-round pick in the 2021 draft, quickly stood out as a versatile defensive talent, capable of performing both against the run and as a sack specialist. Although he has dealt with some injuries in previous seasons, his potential as a disruptive force in the pass rush is undeniable, and his track record proves it. Over his NFL career, Ojulari has accumulated 22 sacks, 21 tackles for loss, 107 total tackles, and 4 forced fumbles, numbers that highlight the impact he can have on the field. The decision to bring in Ojulari also demonstrates a well-thought-out strategy by the Lions coaching staff, which seeks to strengthen weak points and create a more balanced defense. In 2023, the team struggled to generate consistent pressure on opposing offensive lines, allowing quarterbacks too much time in the pocket and exposing vulnerabilities in the secondary. With the addition of Ojulari, expectations are that this dynamic will change completely, making the defense more aggressive and significantly complicating life for opposing offenses. The partnership between Ojulari and Hutchinson could be exactly what the Lions need to take their defense to the next level. Hutchinson, who has already established himself as one of the league's defensive stars, will now have a teammate who can draw attention away from opposing offensive lines, allowing both players to have more opportunities to reach the quarterback. Additionally, the psychological impact of this signing cannot be ignored. Knowing they will face a more formidable defense may force opposing offenses to adjust their strategies even before stepping onto the field against the Lions. Another positive aspect of this move is the cost-effectiveness of the transaction. Unlike other names available in free agency, Ojulari comes at an affordable price, without excessively compromising the team's salary cap, allowing the Lions to still have room to strengthen other areas of the roster. Moreover, as a young player still on the rise, he represents a long-term investment that could yield significant benefits for multiple seasons. Behind the scenes, the adaptation of Ojulari to the Lions' defensive scheme is already being planned. His ability to operate in different defensive formations will allow the team to explore new strategies for pressuring opposing quarterbacks and stopping the run. The coaching staff believes his versatility will be a crucial factor in maximizing his impact from his very first season with the team. Another key factor in this signing is the role that defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn will play in maximizing Ojulari's potential. Glenn, known for his aggressive defensive schemes and ability to develop young talent, will have a new weapon to incorporate into his playbook. The Lions' defensive unit has steadily improved under his leadership, and the addition of Ojulari provides even more flexibility in designing schemes that confuse offensive lines and create mismatches. His speed, combined with Hutchinson's power, could create one of the most disruptive edge-rushing duos in the NFL. Ojulari's presence also benefits the Lions' interior defensive line. With opposing offenses needing to account for the increased threat on the edges, players like Alim McNeill will have greater opportunities to dominate the trenches. A stronger pass rush also means less time for quarterbacks to operate, which directly benefits the secondary. The Lions' defensive backs will have more chances to create turnovers, an area where the team has been looking to improve. Complementing a developing secondary with a stronger pass rush is a recipe for defensive success. In addition to his on-field contributions, Ojulari's work ethic and leadership potential will be valuable assets inside the locker room. The Lions have placed an emphasis on bringing in players who not only excel in their roles, but also contribute to the team's culture. Ojulari's reputation as a disciplined and hardworking player aligns perfectly with Detroit's philosophy. As the team continues to push for sustained success, Having players who embody resilience and dedication will be instrumental in maintaining the competitive spirit within the roster. Looking at the bigger picture, this signing also impacts how opponents prepare to face Detroit. In past seasons, offenses often found ways to neutralize the Lions' pass rush by focusing on Hutchinson. Now, with another dynamic threat on the opposite side, opposing coordinators will need to adjust their protection scheme significantly. This not only increases sack opportunities but also forces teams into quicker decision-making, increasing the likelihood of mistakes that could lead to game-changing plays. From a strategic standpoint, Ojulari's presence could also allow the Lions to get more creative with their defensive formations. The ability to move him around the front seven and disguise pressure packages makes the defense far less predictable. This unpredictability is crucial when facing elite quarterbacks, as it forces them to constantly adjust at the line of scrimmage. For a team looking to contend deep into the playoffs, every edge gained in the mental battle of the game matters just as much as physical dominance. One of the most exciting aspects of Ojulari's game is his explosiveness off the snap. His ability to accelerate past offensive linemen gives the Lions an added dimension of speed in their defensive front. In a league where mobility is increasingly valued among quarterbacks, having pass rushers who can close space quickly is invaluable. This trait will be particularly important against teams that rely on quick passing offenses, as it limits their ability to execute without pressure in the pocket. The Lions' front office deserves credit for the timing of this move. By securing Ojulari early in free agency, they avoid the risk of losing him to another team and ensure that he has ample time to integrate into the system. The sooner he can get acclimated to the playbook and develop chemistry with his teammates, the greater his impact will be when the season begins. This proactive approach is another indication that the Lions are operating with a clear and deliberate plan for long-term success. With this signing confirmed, Lions fans have plenty of reasons to be excited. The team is clearly investing in strengthening its defense and competing at a high level next season. With an increasingly solid roster and a well-defined strategic plan, the Detroit Lions position themselves as one of the most promising teams in the NFL. If you want to continue following all the latest updates and exclusive analyses on the Detroit Lions and the NFL, follow Lions News Fan Report and stay up to date with everything happening in the world of football.